what's up? You know, it's your girl Keke Palmer, and I'm rocking right now with all the DJs. It's Digiwaxx on New Music Wednesday.
Digiwaxx.
We got the one and only Miss Keke Palmer joining us yet again. How we doing? How we doing?
Hey, hey, hey. How
Welcome
y'all
back.
doing?
We are good. We are good. Thank you for giving us a take two. I know we were making sure you wasn't at the grocery store today. You know what I mean?
I'm
Shout
hollering.
out
How
your
y'all doing?
We are good. We are good. Shout out your stylist. We saw him getting busy there, getting you right
Oh
before you
yeah, I'm
get
in
with us. Yeah.
Nashville. I'm getting ready to do a kind of like a thing over at BMI where I'm gonna sing a couple of songs from the album and just have a little vibe. So we're getting ready for that.
Excellent. So that is now in fruition because you were talking about that last time that you joined us. So here we are. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. Last time we were in Atlanta, then we just did one in New York. So we've been making our rounds.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're looking beautiful as ever. Congratulations, as always,
Thank
on
you.
everything. It's weird because you got a lot going on with the music, the movies. You got this new thing popping out with Eddie Murphy, Pete Davidson. I know you've been making the rounds on that as well. Um,
Yes. We just
so
had the
please,
premiere.
yeah, please. Oh, you did just have the premiere. That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
we
ask.
just had the premiere like 2 days ago. So that was really cool. I mean, we did press for it, had a junket day. It's always dope being with Eddie. Sometimes I can't even believe that we did, that I was doing a movie with him. And also I got a record on there from my Diva Girl project at the end of the movie. So that's dope. Shout out to Tim Story for putting that in there too.
That's why I think it's very dope when you're multifaceted like yourself because you can be in the movie, have music in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Write some songs for the movie. You know what I mean? Like the list goes on and on.
Yes, while I was just watching somebody had a meme of Carmen. You remember Carmen with Beyonce and
Oh
Makai
yeah.
Pfeiffer? I'm like, we need to run that back. We need to run that back.
You know, we were talking about all the dope music that has been coming out as of late.
Yeah.
You've been listening to anything that's caught your ear? Because I saw you
I
vibing the Hit Boy right there.
Yeah, I really love the new Mariah Carey record with Shenseea and Kehlani. In general, I become a real big fan of Shenseea as well. I liked her the Shake It to the Max. I think she's really dope. I like her sound and what she's bringing. You know what I'm saying? When we thinking about female voices and just variety, so I really been liking her. But that new Mariah joint is fire. I know my girl. I think my girl Felicia wrote that. Who used to be up in the way back in the day, the group her and her sister. Damn, I can't think of the name of the group, but she's been around for a long time. So I love that record.
Yeah, records here. Shout to Mariah, man, 2 for 2 right now because that other one is getting big love. The dangerous type. So MC,
Hmm.
MC going crazy back in 2025, man. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's dope.
uh,
I mean, she's classic.
yeah, yeah. How have you gone about in your career to kind of continue to kind of reinvent yourself? And I don't want to say to stay relevant or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
because I said something the other day. I was like, create from the heart, not from the hustle. You know what I mean? So I think
yeah.
people get caught in the wind of doing what works. So how do you stay creatively motivated?
I think that's good too. What you just said is differentiation. Because when we were doing interviews with Eddie, he was saying like somebody was like, "How did you, hustle?" And blah, blah. He said, "I never hustled for anything. I just kind of went with the flow of things. Like I never was like out here just trying to, I let That doesn't mean he wasn't working hard. But the distinction he's making is like when you think about sometimes hustling that word, it seems like you're reaching outside of yourself as opposed to just working and showing up and doing and following your flow. And I think that's what I've always done is I just did what was true to me. I loved what I did. I love entertaining, and I never felt like there was one particular way that I had to do it. I felt like whatever I could get my hands on that felt true to me, I would do. And in that, I just started to evolve. I mean, I remember when I did social media, it was kind of just out of necessity. Like I started content creating because that was the only place that I could actually show my music, show my dancing, show my, produce my content and do my comedy. And then before I knew it, it became a career for not just me, but for a lot of people. Where it's like content creation became an actual another avenue of mediums within entertainment. That wasn't anything that I was, trying to do. I just was following my truth. And so I think I had that same conversation with Mariah Carey when she came on my podcast, baby. This is Keke Palmer. And it's like sometimes you're not thinking about necessarily like evolving for the sake of your career. You're just thinking about staying alive as an artist, like to keep that fire burning within you. Like, what can I do today that is going to inspire me and keep that flicker going? And then before you know it, you're in a new chapter.
Yeah, I think we all need to hear that. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us, whether it's the pivots or whether it's like you said,
Mhm.
just to keep the creative fire going. You know what I mean? Um, and you're very lucky and very fortunate because, like I said, you do it in a lot of avenues, whether it's hosting, whether it's music, whether it's movies. Is there anything in entertainment that you haven't touched on that you like, man, I want to do that or I want to give that a try?
I think I just want to continue to create infrastructures for other people like myself. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm moving definitely into a phase of more behind the scenes work. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna always perform and entertain. And I mean, I've been doing it for over 20 years. That's like, that's the first love of my life. But I also want to be able to create something that's going to last besides me. Like it's not just about me, Keke Palmer, but it's about what I can use my platform as a launching pad for others. So I started Key TV Network. We produce content, scripted and unscripted. It's on YouTube, Key TV, Key TV Network. And so yeah, that's kind of what I'm also working towards in this next chapter of my career is not just solely me and what I'm doing with my brand, but the brands that I can help develop as I develop my own.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Paying it forward 100%, man. Much respect, much respect. So, I know we got everybody who wants to ask questions, but I know we're on limited time with you. So, I want to make sure we play this song one more time that we've got you back on the call. If people weren't on the call before, give us a little breakdown 125 degrees.
Yeah, 125 degrees. I mean, it's from the Just Keke album. This is like the album kind of is very much so like a story. It tracks the falling in love, the breakout, and the resolution. And so this is kind of when you entering the beginning of the story, when you're falling in love and everything is all hot and spicy and 125 degrees. So.
Hot and spicy 125 degrees. Check it out, y'all. We got the lovely Keke Palmer with us. One more time, Miss Keke Palmer with us today. Hot and spicy like it's 125 degrees, you say. You know
yes, clap. Yo,
Thank
I'm
you for
loving these claps.
Thank you for taking the time with us again today, Real Spill, man. We know you be with the highs of the highs. So thank you for rocking with the little folks right here. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Mr. Quantum checking in from Houston. What's happening?
No, I just had a real quick question. You were talking about roles, and I was just wondering. I was going to ask you this the last time you were here. Have you ever been tapped to play Whitney Houston or audition for a Whitney Houston role?
I never auditioned for the one that really, where it was about Whitney, like the name, but there was a project that I think was supposed to be kind of about Whitney that I auditioned for years ago. Obviously didn't get the role, but yeah, there's never been anything else outside of that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean it's dope when people mention that I, give them a similar energy or anything like that, because I always looked up to Whitney, I mean, who didn't?
Okay, so you have gotten that before then.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
it.
because you do have that, yeah. Okay, appreciate it though.
Thank you. Thank you.
Miss Cherry, what we got?
Hey, Kiki.
Hey, hey, hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. So I want to talk about the album because the way that it's set up, act 1, act 2, act 3, I was really intrigued with that because you gave us references to Moesha, Sex in the City, and Living Single. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, we're living the same existence. We're living the same, this my homegirl, right? Because all those shows are things that I pull from my own personal experiences too. So how did you decide to structure your album this way, and how is it different from like your other 2 albums?
Yeah, I think with Big Boss, that was kind of, and even before Big Boss, when I did the Lauren EP, then Big Boss, like I feel like that was when I started to really hone into how I wanted to, tell my story as an artist, like and how I would want to package my music. I think a lot of times, especially for me, like I grew up in a traditional time where everything was very boxed off. This is how you have to be an artist. This is how you have to be an actor. This is, X, Y, and Z. But I've always kind of blurred the lines of all of that. And so I think at that point when I did the Lauren EP and then Big Boss, I was kind of like, this is the way a Keke Palmer album goes. This is the way a Keke Palmer project looks. And I just have continued to lean in since then. And so with Just Keke, it's another way to again put it in a story. I see everything in a story. Everything is a narrative for me. It all flows to something, a conversation that I'm having with myself. And the references that I used in this were just, my love, showing again my love and my influences for my generation, as a millennial, Amanda Bynes with the way that we open the show, and I'm doing a late night show, SNL sketch, using the concept of a sketch show to get us in the window of the story of the music, referencing those strong Black pop stars, because as somebody as a black artist that's representing on a stage, I think, you know, those are the references I pull from, because those women, we saw them experience and endure so much and still hold their head high and still be just powerful and amazing and important representation to the culture. So those are references that I wanted to really, you know, show a nod to and everything like that.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And I see that you are a Love Island girl like me. Are we
Yeah.
expecting any more collaboration with any of the Love Island contestants? Do you have any more interviews with any of them?
Yeah, we do. We actually have another interview with Nick and Taylor that should be coming out soon.
Okay, I'll make sure to tune into that. Thank you, Keke.
Thank you.
Love Island has gone crazy.
Love Island have gone crazy. You know, and I was a Love Island fan way back when, like back in the day. And now it's like, woo!
Yo, the international Love Island don't be nuts. I don't know if you
No,
see,
the
but
UK is everything. The UK is where it all began, honey.
yeah, what's cracking, brother?
What up? Shout out to you, Keke, again for pulling up. Nothing but love. I had this quick thing. Well, two things. One is a DJ packs and music, and shout out to all the DJs that are on here, making sure that that happens, because you know I know Walter's on here, so shout out to you, Walter. But bigger than that, and with all your travels, all the things you've done, has there ever been a time where a DJ just showed you love out of nowhere on your music, and you know you had a moment? Is there a time when a DJ just said, you know what, let me just blow you up in the club, at a barbecue, in a spot, and just showed you some superb love that you felt?
Yeah, that has happened. It happens a few times, but the one I remember the most recently, first of all, when I was just out in LA, DJ social stuff, they were showing me love. But when I was at this small club in Savannah, Georgia, actually. In Savannah, Georgia, and I went to this little club spot. And not only did the DJ play my song, but he played an old cut, like it was this record I did, Wind Up. Sean Garrett did, I penned it. We did that record together with Quavo. And all of a sudden, I'm just hearing, on pull up, Uber came to get me, flash bulbs everywhere, paparazzi sick me. I'm like, yo, this is Wind Up. You know what I mean? I remember being like, yo, that's dope, that's so dope, because I didn't even know he knew I was up in there. You know what I mean? Because I kind of came in on a very low key tip, and man, he just started blowing up the spot, playing the record, and that was a real dope moment.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you. Shout out to you again. And I'm gonna pass the mic.
Cool.
I wanted to take a question from the chat coming from Shayla Marie, coming out of Chicago. She said, what words of encouragement or advice would you give to young women who want to be multifaceted like yourself?
You just got to do it. And what do I mean by do it is like invest in all those different ideas. You know what I mean? Like literally, like if you want to do acting, you know, find a theater, or audition for a part, or produce your own content. If you want to do music, take the money you make it from your day job and put it into, you know, going to the studio at night. If it's modeling, take your pictures. I think a big thing for me when it comes to being multifaceted is like, it's just entrepreneurialism. It's just literally putting your money where your mouth is. It's working a few jobs. You know, my mom used to say back in the day, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, sometimes we got to work a bunch of different jobs so we can have that extra cash, because we need that income to invest in ourselves. So do what you got to do, but like just do it. That's the biggest thing, is do it. There's been a lot of times where I've invested in myself and people thought it was crazy or it made no sense, but everything ended up becoming worth it in the end, because one thing begot another thing begot another thing.
Mr. Israel, what you got?
Yeah, enjoyed the song. Glad to have you on the call. So I know you're famous for being, you actually brought up Key TV, and I know you're famous for being frugal and putting your money in the right places and
Yeah.
things like that. And so I'm like, have you started a fund? Are you invested in any funds? Have you ever invested in technology? Is there an app idea that you have or anything like that? Is there anything like that going on with you?
You know, it's always been a dream, but it obviously takes a lot of money. And so because I'm frugal and because I be wanting to keep the ship rolling, my investments are very calculated. You know, like with Key TV, we invested over $2 million before we even got any sponsorships from outside collaborators. That's all of, you know, that's just under the Keke Palmer company, our personal investment. So that's the kind of biggest one that I did, you know what I mean, outside of obviously the one that I've done for my own company. You know, and then I have foundations that I work with, like Saving Our Daughters and different things like that. But as far as like an investment in technology specifically, not just yet, but it's definitely something that I very much so have a future in, because I'm big on digital and technology, and that kind of thing is like huge for me. It's a huge love. So I see it happening in the future, but it's obviously, you know, you got to get your chips in order. That's a big boss game, a real big boss game. Okay.
That was actually, so you've been about 4 times, because I remember when I read about it, it was like $500,000 to start Key TV.
Yeah.
I guess it ended up being 4 times. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll circle back through CL. Me and CL, I basically built this technology. It's an infrastructure for relationships, but I
Yeah.
found a way for it to be a fan platform where people can engage and monetize their fan bases through this social graph. I don't want to get all out there, but
Yeah.
but you know, I'll circle back. I'll talk to CL about it. But thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad that but definitely, you know, I admire when you said a comment or something about if I got $1 million, my rent's gonna be $1,500 a month or something like that.
Literally.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so
and it's, I mean, obviously it's hyperbole, right? But it's like, if I'm doubling down on it, what I'm saying is also like, if you need to have a roommate, you need to have a roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I had to move back in with my parents. I had already been in the industry for over 15 years, but the money wasn't coming the way it needed to come. So I had to say, hey, mom and daddy, I'm coming back to chill till I get my money up. I don't need to have my own apartment if I need to invest in my stuff right now. So, you know, you got to make it do what it do. I'm big on that, and I think we in a generation sometimes where, you know, we see so much stuff online, and everybody always think you got to just be like so balling. It's like, man, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it, and put it where it need to go so you can have it, instead of trying to impress people that don't even really fuck with you like that. That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, yes. Appreciate your honesty, your transparency on that, because I talk a lot about, because as successful as you have been, and I want to take it back to you talking about doing stuff that's true to your brand and true to your heart. Like, for
Mm.
all the no's you have perhaps gotten in your career, how have you dealt with the stuff that has been presented to you that didn't feel aligned with your brand, whether it's been music or movies or whatever?
I mean, I just had to say no. You know, if there's no way that I can stand behind it and feel like it makes sense. Like, I remember there was a company that was trying to do a deal. The deal was like, I mean, I think it was probably like 1.5, maybe $2 million. It was a pretty big deal, but it was with a fashion brand that I felt was not aligned with my beliefs. And I didn't know how I would stand out in front and partner with that brand and say to people why I chose to rock with them, you know, based off of what people know for me as. You know what I'm saying? Like, Keke Palmer is like, you know, I'm not just doing anything. It's when I do something, you know, it means something. And I want to always protect that. Even if it's a collaboration you don't expect, you eventually understand why I might have collaborated with them, or what I can at least tell you why I love it. If I can't tell you why I love it, if I'm just doing it straight for the money, then that's actually a detriment to what I'm building. You know what I'm saying? And so I've had to just say, this doesn't align with me. I can't, there's not a way that I can make this work, unfortunately. And the great thing about it is, like, yes, it, you know, nobody wants to say goodbye to money, but more money will come, and you'll get even more money and more opportunities when you protect the integrity of your brand. You know what I mean? You get better opportunities.
I love it. Yeah, that's a big saying of mine. The motivation got to be bigger than greed. The motivation got to be
For
bigger than greed.
real.
100%. 100%. DJ Boogie, what you got for us?
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me?
Come on, man.
I can hear you.
You
What's
wasting
going on,
time.
Keke? I ain't gonna. Sorry about that. First, let me say salute to all the work you've done over the years. You are a phenomenal actress. I'm curious, with all the music that you've made over the years, have you thought about touring, and what it's gonna take to get you to Virginia?
I can't believe that I haven't been through Virginia. Like, that's crazy to me. When you just said that right now, it's just like, damn, I really ain't been there. So I really do want to do a big tour, and I need to figure out what kind of way, obviously. You know, there's a couple of ideas that I've been running around in my mind, but I do want to tour with Just Keke. It's always been this thing, because, you know, I've done tours, you know, small little things in dates and stuff like that. But a lot of times, because I do work so many jobs, I'll be doing the podcast, and so I gotta be stuck there. Or then I'll be doing a movie, and then I gotta be in Atlanta or wherever we shooting a movie at. And so it ends up making it kind of difficult. But I'm trying to figure out a way that I can really do something, put something together, because that's one of the biggest things that I feel like I miss the most about when I do music, is being out there with the people and really enjoying the music and being into the music with your fans. So I mean, I definitely want to figure it out, and you'll be one of the first to know. I'm gonna have to get myself down to VA.
Look forward to it, and whatever I can do to help you. We're rotating artists through here on a regular basis, especially down in the 757 area, as you know. For real, doing his thing. So I would love to see you down here, and I'd love to connect with you and see what we can do to make that happen.
Okay, DJ Boog.
Right on. Someone mentioned in the chat, will we be seeing a written and directed by Keke? And I kind of want to take that one step further. Are we going to get a sequel from the joint of you and SZA?
You are getting a sequel, actually. That one's already in the making for one of them days.
Word.
Yeah, that's happening. We're actually trying to, I don't know how soon I'm going to get the script, but I know they're already trying to film it top of 2026. That's how quick that turnaround was. I can't even believe that. So thank you, for watching it and supporting that one. Very excited for 2. And then, yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to happen. Written and directed. When you're acting and directing is really tough. So if I direct something again, I don't necessarily want to be in it, because it's hard to, like, you're directing other people and then you're trying to remember yourself as an actor. Sometimes it can be a bit much, but I definitely want to do more directing and definitely want to do more writing. The thing, I just need to sit down and put the pen to paper, because, child, my ideas, I be having idea after idea after idea. Okay, my sister and I trying to be like Charlie Murphy and Eddie. You understand me? Be a
Well,
good
listen,
time.
thank you for joining us again. Thank you for being a pro, Keke. Straight up, you know what I mean. We appreciate you coming back from the first time, and this is a testament to your authenticity, man, and your integrity. So much respect from all the DJs right here. You
Much
got our
respect.
support. We'll be looking for all the movies, and just much love and much respect to you. Go kill it tonight. And we're gonna be looking out for more music, more stuff to come. So
Thank you
much
so
love
much.
to you.
Let this not be the last time. Y'all know, holla at your girl.
I like the Digiwaxx.